aquaponics is it's like a way we grow plants with water and little to no soil, like right here. So we put the fertilizer and the water in here, right? There's a little trough here where we put the water, and it will get sucked up by this pump all the way up there, and the nozzles will drop water down into this tower. We have this thing is the matrix medium where it keeps everything together, and this is called the wicking strip. It's like a piece of felt that gets wet and then touches the pods where we have the seedlings in, and it can grow there. The water goes back down here and it recirculates.
Is the fish fertilizer actually going into the vegetables right now?
We have artificial like veg that's like going into the plants, but once we get the fish in here, the fish will be producing the nutrients that gets.
Okay. And is this at a certain temperature? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything has to be like similar temperature.
So they're actually in here?
Yes.
Oh, they're tiny.
They're in here, and a couple are in here. They're gonna grow to be about like this size.
Seriously?
Yeah. And as they get bigger, we're gonna put them in here because
Okay.
if we put them in and they're this tiny into the tank, they're gonna get stuck in the rest of the system.
Okay. All right.
So what we've been trying to do is we're testing the water. We've been testing it this morning every time we come in here, because we need to get all the levels of nitrite right, so that
Okay.
the fish have like a good place to live in, and
Okay.
they're not shocked when they. This is the water they came in, so we're trying to make everything.
Oh, I
match
see.
this.
Got it.
One of the best parts about this is that it's completely soil-free, dirt-free. So everything, it's all clean. We don't use any pesticides because we're indoors. The climate can't change anything. So it's all climate-proofed, weed-proofed.
So Yusuf, one of the issues that I get concerned about gardening is spiders.
Oh, no.
So are there any kind of bugs or
It's
no
like,
bugs?
as like Seth said, it's like all clean, so there's like you wouldn't see any bugs or like pesticides around here.
Eventually, when everything grows, we will harvest them in the bags, and we will send them to the FCPS food bank that
Oh, nice.
the school that the county is running.
That's fabulous.
The world population is increasing a lot, and we don't have enough water and food to supply for everyone. So this saves a lot of water because we only use 2 gallons a month, and it saves a lot of space for farmland. So we're gaining a lot of food in just a couple weeks.
Vertical farming might actually be used on Mars if we ever colonize it, because it uses very little water every month. It like takes up very little space. It's indoors. It's just very efficient.
Something that I'm proud of is how many plants we're growing so far. This year, I think we've had like more than how many bags?
At least
50. At least 50 bags of lettuce.
Wow.
And in that bag, there's probably multiple bulbs, I'd say, inside that bag. So it's 50x, and then like.
Another thing we could be like proud of is how much we can be feeding people
Yeah.
with what we're growing. So that's a big thing.
What do you think the range of things you're going to grow? Like, is it all going to be green, or I guess you can't really do carrots, right? Because the carrots
Yeah,
go
they
too
grow in
far.
roots.
Yeah.
We
So
can grow
root vegetables, not so much.
yeah, like spinach and lettuce. That's
anything
the main
like
thing.
leafy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Cabbage? Do you think it would get too big?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say so. So
Yeah.
lettuce is the only really option.
No,
and
spinach. is-
Yeah, spinach.
I don't really know like if I'm gonna be doing something that's even similar to this in the future. But working with people who don't have the same ideas as me and like are not similar to what I want
Right.
to do has definitely made me like try to I have to compromise with them a lot, and just like basic like teamwork is a lot of like what I've learned, because not everything can like go my way. So I've had to learn from all these people.
Vivian, what do you think you guys have had to compromise on?
We have to compromise on getting directions, because usually Mr. Smith doesn't really give us a clear set of directions. So we have to learn by ourselves to find out how this part works
Right.
and how to set it up.
I think he's intentional about that, don't you?
Yeah.
So Seth, what's the benefit of that, do you think?
It teaches us how to problem solve and work through things as a team, and without having a clear set of directions, we need to improvise stuff and just try and make
Yeah,
it
it
work.
also
with
helps
what
us
we
like
have.
it also helps us like research all by ourselves instead of like having the answers to like the site, and then we just
Right.
have like the clear directions of what to do, the steps of how to build something. Like we research, we find out what to do, and then we plan and then we do it.
You know what that reminds me of is like we're just kind of coming out of that pandemic, right? And all the scientists all over the world that came together to try to figure out how to solve COVID, right? Because there was no manual.
Yeah.
And everyone had to just look at research. Cameron, what do you think? Where have you had to compromise?
Basically what they said, where it's just everything, we all have different ideas, but sometimes we have to work together and put the team first and put this whole project first and not focus on ourselves and focus on everybody else.
So what's next?
Expand